Hey everybody, it's Melissa from Plot Unknown. Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/plot and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs they have for you. Download a title free and start listening today. It really is that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/plot. Hello everyone, welcome back to Plot Unknown. My name is Melissa.
And my name's Luke.
And you're listening to our end of the year spectacular, which starts with my episode, and we're watching Call Me By Your Name.
Call me by your name.
Yeah, if you call me by my name, and I'll call you by yours.
Okay.
You knew that because I've said it a couple times.
Yeah.
Because I love that quote.
Well, I remember when this movie came out, and people, especially, I feel like Twitter loved it a lot.
It's such a Twitter movie.
It's a Netflix original, isn't it?
Nope.
No? Mm-mm. Oof.
I don't know what you're thinking about.
I don't know either.
It was just like one of those award show movies that everybody. It was around the same time as like Lady Bird came out.
Yes.
So
still haven't seen Lady Bird.
I have. I like Call Me By Your Name.
But yeah, I mean, I've heard of this movie. I feel like I have a very, very vague understanding of what this movie is. I don't think I know what it is.
I'm sure like the basis is there, but maybe the details aren't. As much.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah.
But I believe in you to pull a good plot out of your ass because this movie is so special. And I think I know you're going to really enjoy it. And if you don't, I'm going to be heartbroken.
Okay. Please don't put that evil on me.
Okay. I won't. Just take back everything I just said. But I hope you write a good plot, and I'm excited to hear what you think the movie's about.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, welcome everybody to officially the end of what is after the end of season 1. Into our little bonus content.
Yeah, so this is, season 1's done. We posted 7 what? Z. 7 and Z. I don't know how I got those
similar.
mixed
They
up.
both have a line through it when you write it like that.
Some people do.
I write them both like that.
I don't. I used to. But yeah, so we posted Z last week, obviously. So now we're in our little 3-episode bonus session where we just kind of fuck around and do what we want.
Yeah, and to kick that off, starting with Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah. So I'm gonna this week, obviously, I'm picking a movie for Luke to watch that he hasn't seen, and I love this movie, and I just want him to see it. And next week we're gonna do something similar for him. I'm not gonna explain it again because I know I've explained it a million times. Don't look at me like that.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah, let's roll. Let's get into it. Let's roll that clip.
Roll the clip.
I don't think we need to explain how we do it because we've done it for
27 episodes.
This is the 29th time we've done it.
Also, wait, hold on.
What did we just say?
I have no idea. Sam barged in and said some stuff about toes, so.
Kendra, if you're listening, good on you with your toes.
Oh my God. I'm like, this is my episode, so I can talk about my monkey toes. So I'm really skilled with with my toes specifically. I'm really good at picking up things with my toes and just using my toes as other hands. So, Kendra let us know that she can peel a banana with her toes, and I am
also play Guitar Hero.
I am
so shout out to you, Kendra.
So interested and so happy, and I can't wait to try. And I hope that I can live my life like you, Kendra. Yes. So excited. Anyway, yeah. So
give me a big old fat roll that clip.
Roll that clip, yeah.
Wait, I didn't even ask if that's all you wanted to talk about.
What else am I going to talk about?
I don't know. Give me another big fat roll that clip.
Roll that clip.
That's the best one of the season.
Thank you. It wasn't in tune, and it wasn't good at all, but it was there and it had heart.
What's the matter? You all right? Huh? Pinch a nerve?
Okay.
Here, hold this. Trust me, I'm about to be a doctor. Hey, come here. See, that's the problem. You're too stressed. You just gotta relax a little bit.
I am relaxing.
Marcia, come here for a minute. Back me up here. Feel that. Right there? It's too tight, man.
Yeah.
He needs to relax. Later.
You should relax more.
I've written the film.
You've written the entire film? It felt like that long. Ooh. I'm sorry. You took a long time, and it was actually, spoiler alert.
Do you want the plot or not?
Shut up. Spoiler alert. Half the time we don't even take the full 5 minutes. We just kind of write for 3 minutes and call it a day.
Yeah, it was 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Wow. long time. Yes, you wrote a lot. I can see it. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
I'm struggling
Are
here.
you doing the armpit thing too?
I'm trying, but I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boobs, probably.
I almost accidentally deleted all of it. All right.
Call me by your name.
Call me by your name. A young, seemingly straight guy finds himself with an older gay man. Finds himself friends with an older gay man.
Okay.
Not like old, but older, right? Mm-hmm. So like, okay, you get what I'm trying to say.
I do.
Anyways, after being mutual friends, they start to actually hang out and realize that they're into each other. The younger guy doesn't quite realize that he's gay yet, but he's soon to find out, if you know what I'm saying. I didn't actually write that. I said he doesn't realize that quite yet that he's gay, but he will soon find out as they continue to hang out.
Okay.
Younger boy's father starts to take notice of this activity in all caps and makes it known that he disapproves. He very much disapproves. They come up with a secret code that they use to speak to each other. They call each other by their own names. I'm not sure why that would confuse anybody, but whatever. I don't know. Anyways, back to the gay life. They fall in love, and his father finds out and tries to break them apart. He tries and gets very close to the point where we get a really nice meeting back up in the rain, like one of those scenes where they embrace each other. It's nighttime,
In the
it's
rain.
raining,
Yeah.
everybody's in like short sleeves for some reason. Nobody's prepared for the rain.
Yeah.
So we get one of those nice scenes, and both boys realize that nothing can tear them apart.
Wow.
Afterwards, they run away from the homophobic father and go get married in Vegas, because where else do people get married?
Where do you think this movie is set?
I don't know. I have no
Apparently.
idea.
Okay.
Well,
Have you not seen any like trailers for this movie or anything?
no.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is this not in America?
No.
They can still go to Vegas. Who cares?
All right.
They got a passport,
Sure.
a visa,
Maybe.
work visa.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for. Ooh, nope. We'll
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.
roll that other clip.
Yes, please roll it.
Can I give you a nice roll that clip?
Yeah, it has to be big and boisterous though.
Roll that clip.
Wow. That was beautiful. That was
good,
way better
right?
than mine.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
It
Mine.
was better than your second one. Not your first one.
Okay,
Your
thank
first one was really good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, roll that. Wait, 3, 2, 1. Roll that clip.
Thank you for making this a musical. Okay, bye.
It's all you've ever wanted.
I know.
Was a musical podcast. All right, now actually roll that clip.
I like the way you say things. I don't know why you're always putting yourself down, though.
So you won't, I guess?
You really that afraid of what I think?
Before we return you to today's program, we just want to remind you that today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/plot and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title free today and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/plot to get started today. So why Audible? Audible's content includes an unmatched selection of audiobooks, original shows, news, comedy, and more from the leading audiobook publishers, broadcasters, and entertainers. To give you a little taste of what I'm listening to David Lynch's Catching the Big Fish, Meditation, Consciousness, and Creativity, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm listening to it at work, on my commute, while I'm doing chores, and all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to take my recommendation. That's the beautiful thing about it. With your free book, with your trial membership, you can pick anything in Audible's content libraries and pick that and have that for free. So again, just go ahead and go to audibletrial.com/plot. That is audibletrial.com/plot for your free audiobook. And again, we just want to go ahead and thank Audible once again for sponsoring our show today. And now we're going to go ahead and return you to the show. Are you ready to go, Luke?
Yeah, I'm ready, Melissa. Let's do
All right.
this.
Read your summary, please.
Okay. This is from Sony Pictures Classic, so I'm assuming it's just from Sony Pictures.
Fancy.
Yeah. It's the summer of 1983 in the north of Italy, and Elio Perlman, a precocious 17-year-old young man, spends his days in his family's 17th century villa, transcribing and playing classical music, reading and flirting with his friend Marzia. Elio enjoys a close relationship with his father, an eminent professor specializing in Greco-Roman culture, and his mother, Anella, a translator who favor him with the fruits of high culture in a setting that overflows with natural delights. While Elio's sophistication and intellectual gifts suggest he is already a fully fledged adult, there's much that yet remains innocent and unformed about him, particularly about matters of the heart. One day, Oliver, a 24-year-old American college graduate student working on his doctorate, arrives at this annual summer intern tasked with helping Elio's father. Amid the sun-drenched splendor of the setting, Elio and Oliver discover the heady beauty? That's a weird word. I'm just going to cut it out. Elio and Oliver discover the beauty of awakening desire over the course of a summer that will alter their lives forever.
That's beautiful.
That was well written.
Waiting for you to pick your mic back up.
I dropped my mic like it was still like in my hand. Because hold on, let me roll up my sleeves. It's getting toasty in here.
So I think I got a 1.
Where does that one come from? The fact that they're gay?
The fact that they call them by their names. Okay, so 0.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You said that they get like, what did you say? They elope
They get
to
like
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
You did not get you didn't even get like the tone of the film at all?
Nope.
Nothing. That's
so
okay.
because this is a different kind of episode, I want to lead it off differently.
Okay.
I want to tell you what I am rating this movie.
Is it a 10?
I'm giving this movie a 10.
Yeah.
And I want to preface this with we did the numbers last night.
Yeah.
I think this is the first
double 10.
10. Yeah, A, the first double 10, and B, the first 10 either one of us have given to a movie that we haven't picked.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, you're right.
And when I say 10, I don't mean like
10.
Like 10. I mean like this is one of the top movies I've seen in my life.
I told you.
I wish you picked this for C.
I don't know why I didn't think about it. I have no idea. That's why I was so so upset with myself that I didn't pick it. And I was like, we have to do something at the end of the season where we get to watch this movie.
Yeah. This like
how do you feel?
I feel a lot of things.
It's like the most like wave of emotions I've ever felt for a movie, like ever. I have so much love in my heart as well as so much sadness.
Yeah.
And it's just like soul crushing, but like it also
but in such a uplifting way almost.
Yeah.
So I feel like we had to get the fact that because I feel like you knew I was going to give it a 10.
Oh yeah.
I tried to not before we recorded. We were recording literally right after we watched the movie. I tried not to say a word to Melissa because I didn't want her to get any idea of like how much I love.
I knew
this
you would
movie.
love it. I knew you would. That's why I picked it. And also, I want to preface. I don't want to preface. That's the wrong word. But I just want to say that Luke was like, "Can we like record tomorrow?" So, 'cause I'm just gonna be tired, and then like probably
and then
like
now I'm like, can we record
like
tonight?
20 minutes before the movie ended, he's like, "Okay, we have to record tonight. I have a lot of things to say." Okay.
Yeah. And I feel like it's kind of important to lead with the fact that we're giving it a 10 because I don't have anything negative to say about this movie.
No.
Like I don't have a single negative thing to say.
No.
And it's amazing that this didn't win Best Picture. I haven't seen Lady Bird.
I don't even know if that
because I think Lady
won.
Bird won Best Picture that year.
It might have been like Moonlight. Is that what it's called?
I think it was Moonlight.
Yeah. Because wasn't La La Land also in that like...
Yeah, but it didn't... Oh, that's the one where they read La La Land for Best Picture and it didn't actually win.
Was it?
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay, but like this is... And I don't want this to be taken lightly. Like, this is one of the best movies I've seen in my life.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's so powerful.
It's just so bone-shatteringly good. It's like so just soul-crushing.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out.
No,
okay. First off, I wasn't right. That was in 2017 when La La Land was announced, but Moonlight won.
Okay.
It was... No, that can't be right. Hold on. What is...
La La Land, I think, came out in 2017.
When did this come out?
Either 2017 or last year.
It was 2018.
Okay.
Call Me by Your Name. Oh yeah, Shape of Water won.
Oh, fucking, I forgot about that.
It was up against like Dunkirk, Darkest Hour, The Post, Lady Bird, Get Out, 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Did I have D this year? Why the
Yeah, you
hell
had
did I
Drive.
not do Dunkirk? Oh, because Drive.
Yeah.
Damn.
Drive was good. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. There were so many good movies
How
going
the
up there.
fuck did Shape of Water win over Dunkirk and this movie?
I don't know. I haven't seen Dunkirk, so I don't know.
Dunkirk is incredible. I don't know if it's, this is off topic. I don't know if it's the same in like your home than it is in the theater, but seeing it in the theater is like one of the best theater experiences I've had ever.
Yeah.
Like it's like top 3.
Good.
But wow. So first off, Timothy Chalamet
Mm-hmm.
is incredible in this movie.
Yes.
So is
This was like Arm and Hammer.
Arm and Hammer.
Arm and Hammer, yeah. I think this was his like not his first movie by any means. He was in Lady Bird too.
Who?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
But this was like his first main role, I think, in a movie, or
It's
at least
like
in a
his
big
breakout role.
Yeah, exactly. And like it couldn't have been like
A
a
better
more
movie.
like perfect, better movie.
Yeah. Everybody is great in this movie. Everybody is really good. It's so well cast. It's so well acted.
It's nice because like everybody in that movie is like they're such like good actors and they're cast so perfectly, but no one really knows who they are.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I didn't know who like Armie Hammer was or
Well,
Timothy Chalamet.
I've heard of Arm and Hammer and
Armie Hammer.
Army. I was saying a couple
I get the
minutes ago,
joke.
I was saying Arm and Hammer as a joke.
I know.
And then
Then
I
you
said
just
it as
said
the
it.
actual name.
Yeah.
I feel like the most known is probably Timothy Chalamet.
But not before this movie.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Yeah,
what Armie
I mean,
Hammer
like,
was in.
It's just so. It's hard. This is okay. My brain is all over the place, but I wish that we had. Like, I wish that we were like a Mystery Science Theater podcast where we could go scene by scene and talk about it as the movie is playing.
Yeah.
Because there are so many things that I wish we could talk about, and there's no way we're gonna get to all of them.
Yeah, and there was just like a 2-hour movie, and there's so much like packed into the movie that it's hard to like do that if you're not just like watching it and recording at the same time.
I almost wish we did.
Yeah, because there's some parts that are just like so like silly that it would have been so fun to like just talk through it.
Fucking the peach.
Fucking the peach.
I told Melissa I never in my life thought that there would be a scene revolving around a person fucking a peach, and then like actually a pretty important scene.
Yeah, I mean that scene is extremely important for the movie. You had never like you didn't know that was gonna happen.
I didn't know at all.
Oh my god, because that became like such a big meme. Like people always associate peaches with Call Me by Your Name.
I never knew that at all. The only thing I knew from this movie is that it was about 2 gay dudes and that there was that song, that award-winning song in it.
Yeah, because I played it for you. But I always like I don't think like I know you're not like saying it offensively, obviously, but like gay, I don't feel like that's like the right word.
No, because they're not.
They're just like it's that I was talking to him about this during the movie, but it's just like I don't feel like sexuality is important at all in this movie because it's just like everything is so like fluid that it doesn't matter. It's just like how they feel.
Yeah, they just had a relationship.
Yeah, it's just like because I mean Elio's relationship with Marzia was it was definitely out of like caring and love too, and it was real. I mean like they, but he still felt something so much stronger for Oliver.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
But yeah, no, I think that's a better way to put it. Like it's not a movie about 2 gay men. It's a movie about just two guys
people
who love and who fall in love with each other.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily gay. They're not straight. They're not whatever.
They're nothing. They're just like
there. They fall in love with each other.
2 individuals that just like find love, and like at first they don't like want to find it. Like they don't want to see that it's there, but once they like embrace it, it's like the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, and they go through like turns of not wanting to embrace it.
Yeah.
Because at first, like, Oliver, there's a little throwaway line towards the end of the movie right before they leave where Oliver says that, like, when they were playing volleyball, he touches Elio and he's like, I was trying to show you that I liked you.
Yeah.
And then Elio reacts like all horribly. And then like maybe 10 minutes later in the movie, Elio is in Oliver's room sniffing his boxers.
His swim shorts, yeah.
Yeah. And they just go through this weird back and forth of like one of them not being into what's going on and the other one being into it, and then they switch.
I mean, that happens again too. Like the night they sleep together, the next morning, Elio is like super distant, and Oliver's like, I don't like, why are you acting this way? Like, don't regret what we did.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want you to regret this.
Yeah, and then after that, things start to get
more clear,
a little bit clearer. Yeah, and they start to like really like develop their actual relationship.
Yeah, the story is just top notch. I think it's such a good, like it. I mean, it is a love story.
Yeah, it was a book too. It was adapted into a screenplay. Obviously, it won like best screenplay adaptation of a screenplay, something like that.
And
I'd like to read the book.
I would too. I don't. So there's a lot to touch on in the story, I think, but generally, I think we hit it really well. Like, there's a lot of intricacies, but again, that's something that I wish that we could record our thought process as it's going on.
Yeah.
Because there's so much, like, just the way that they go from just being at odds with one another to starting to fall in love with each other is so, like, it feels so organic.
Yeah.
Even if it feels a little bit, it feels almost a little bit rushed at times.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. It just seems like it's like, it seems so natural for some reason.
It just like it happens like really fast, and then it slows down and like almost stops, and then it like jolts forward again.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like just them finding themselves in each other, I guess. Like just finding how they like truly feel, because it's I feel like it's pretty new for both of them.
I think
this experience.
Yeah,
so.
I was telling you, like, Elio is very obviously the main character of this movie.
Yes.
And I almost feel like this story is more revolving around him finding himself, and the reason I say that is because of all of the stuff that happens with Marzia.
Yeah.
Because like you could have not included that at all, right? And this still would be a beautiful story.
Yeah.
But it would more be about them finding themselves, like each other.
Yeah.
But I think that as soon as you include him having a real actual relationship with a girl, it becomes this like, well, at that point in the movie, and I think you have a different take on this, I feel like it's like, okay, well, what am I? I feel like that runs through Elio's head at some point.
I mean, yeah, probably, but I think that part in particular, like I really because that's after they like had their like first kiss, and they're like making out by
when they're waiting for midnight.
Well, no.
I'm specifically talking about when he's with her in like the tower. Like, all of that stuff.
No, but like the first time that they like got together, and then they went out to the town and like were like kissing and everything. He was doing that sort of to get back at Oliver.
Yes.
Because he just like I wanted to show you that I don't need you, like that I don't like care about like what you're doing, basically. So I feel like he almost used Marzia, but he did care about her. It's so obvious that he did.
Yeah, and I agree that I think that he was using her that time, but I think that the fact that like he had her come over again, and they went swimming, and they went up into the tower before the two guys came over. Like I feel like that's really I feel like that makes it kind of clear that he really did care for her, and that relationship wasn't just outside of that night on the town, wasn't just getting back at him.
Yeah, it was like he truly did feel something for Marzia. I think the problem is that he did feel something for Marzia, and I think if like Oliver hadn't been there, that would have been a thing. But his feelings for Oliver were just so much stronger that it just like totally outweighed his feelings
for her.
Yeah. And I think that's the best way to put it, because like, yeah, I don't know. Again, like I don't like, in my opinion, I just don't think it's like a story about like this like closeted gay man finding love with another gay man. I just think it's like, I don't know, finding what makes you happy, and that's it.
No, and that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's about a guy coming out of the closet. I think it's about a guy finding that he can have a relationship with a man and be perfectly happy, but he can also, through Marcia, have a relationship with a woman and be perfectly happy. I think that this let me kind of backtrack a little bit. I think that this movie is a really good coming of age film about finding yourself in general, like you were saying earlier, just through the use of a relationship.
Yeah, and I think when you were saying how like the main character is definitely like Elio and how he's trying to find himself, I think it's really important that his age comes into play because he's 17 and Oliver's 24.
Yeah.
So there's that portion of like he's still so young and he's just trying to find
like what the fuck is going on,
what he is as an adult. Like even the plot I read, it's just like he's so intelligent but he's still trying to find like his own heart.
Yeah,
basically, like he's trying to, like, he has like such big brains, like he's so like adult like in the way that he thinks, but his heart is still so young.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
And okay, so getting away from kind of like the depths of this story, I think
I can't get comfortable. I'm so sorry.
Getting away from the depths of this story, I think that the way this story ends is so beautifully sad.
That part literally makes me tear up. I could watch that for hours and just cry along to it.
And like everything from when the train leaves and they just don't, in a lot of love stories where somebody goes away, there's always this moment of gratification where they pop their head out of the window of the train or they run along the side of the train or whatever. But you just don't get that in this. There's this really long emotional hug. You gotta stop hitting it.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
It's okay. There's this really long emotional hug. You're pouty now.
Yeah, because you're mean.
I don't actually mean. I understand. I don't like. I'm not trying to get on you for it.
Okay.
There's this really long emotional hug, right? And then Oliver gets into the train, and then that's it. You know, he's gone. And then I think there's a really good moment where Elio goes to the phone and he calls his house, and like he just starts like breaking out. Is that
breaking down?
Yeah, breaking down. When he asks his mom to come get him.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I feel that. Like,
I
Mom,
do too.
can you come get me?
Yeah. And
like,
that the car ride home, they don't say anything.
That's
and it's just, he starts to just, you see him like start to ugly cry right when it cuts away.
Yeah. I think what makes like the last like few scenes so powerful is that there's so like minimal conversations happening, because when they say goodbye to each other at the train, there's hardly any words. They just have this like really long embrace, and then they just kind of like nod at each other. Like they know their feelings, and they know they don't even have to say it. Like they just know, and they get on the train, and that's it. There's no big like gratification scene. They just watch each other as like they go apart. Yeah. And then he calls his mom, and then the car ride home is so quiet, and he's just in his feelings and just starting to like ugly cry. And I feel it so strong. And then towards the very end, when Elio or Oliver calls and tells them that he's getting married, and then the very end where it's just like 5 minutes of just him crying by the fire, like that is so like that's one of the most powerful scenes. Like there's no talking, it's just emotion. And
it's so interesting because that's such a like creative use of end credits.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, actually, for as long as I can remember, in movies, I don't remember a movie doing something like this with end credits.
It's usually
where the credits are just mixed into the scene.
It's usually just the ending, some big pan out, and then just like end credits on a black screen.
Yeah, on a black screen, sometimes with like extra scenes going on, and then you know this end credit scene that Marvel like made a big thing. But
yeah,
this movie is just long shot on Elio's staring into the fire, and then the title card comes up, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
And I really wish I saw this in theaters, because I wonder
too.
what people did. I wonder
Yeah.
if people got up and left, or if they stayed for the next like 3 minutes and just watched
Him cry.
Because the only payoff that happens is his mom says his name and he turns around and then it fades to black. Mm-hmm. And you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know a movie would like fucking punch me in the face like this.
Yeah, it really fucking gets you good. Because like all of the like deep emotion happens towards the end, and it's it just
And
fucks
it just
you up.
culminates in that last scene where he just like, he gets that phone call. He's so happy.
To hear Oliver, yeah.
And he like jokingly says, oh, you're getting married, right? And then he's like,
yeah,
I'm getting married.
Yeah.
And then you just know that, like, because the parents pick up the phone and he tells them and they hang up and they're like, all right, you can talk to Elio. And they just look at each other.
because the
They're like,
parents know.
Shit.
That's also like, I think my favorite thing about this is something that like you got so drastically wrong was that like the parent stop hitting it, man.
That the parents knew.
I was saying something that you got drastically wrong was the fact that like you thought that the dad like wouldn't like accept them, but that's like, it has like nothing to do with any acceptance of anybody. It's just the fact that, you know, he's an exchange student.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's studying abroad, so he has to go home.
Yeah.
And like that's just the truth. Sometimes that you just
don't get the way what you want.
no. And like they're so supportive. I think that's the best part is just having, because you have again like so many like movies that involve like a homosexual relationship. You have like those people that just like hate, but there's no hate in this movie at all.
Yeah, there's none of it.
It's
the
just-
only time the word gay is brought up is when
the two men
men come over and the dad is like, why do you like not like these guys?
Yeah.
And he says, is it because they're gay? And Oliver's like, no.
Yeah. And that was it, because Oliver and his mom called them Sonny and Cher,
Yeah.
which is funny.
So I think that what you were saying about the dad leads me into what my favorite part of this movie was. Like, it is absolutely my favorite scene.
Was it the scene of him?
It's the monologue that the dad
Yeah.
gives. And it's just like,
That's a lot of people's
so
favorite scene.
eloquently said, and it's just so powerful and emotional.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow. Like, this whole movie has just led up to these last 5 minutes of just this so raw, powerful emotion. And it's just, it's beautiful.
Yeah. There really is, like, that's the whole thing. It's like there's no hate in this movie. It's just like pure like love and acceptance and just like understanding that life happens and that shit happens and that like it's so important to love. I feel like one of the main messages in that monologue is that like you can't like try and like diminish the sadness, because the sadness is what keeps that like memory alive.
Yeah.
Like if you don't feel anything, like that brings so much negativity into your life. Like you have to feel something.
Yeah, he says something along the lines of like, if you kill the sadness, you kill the joy.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I'm gonna try to put I think I'm gonna try to make that one of the scenes that
Yeah.
I put in, is because that monologue is just like, if you for some reason don't want to watch this movie,
You have to. You guys have
which
to watch
yeah,
this
you
movie.
need to watch this movie. Go find that monologue because it is powerful. Like it's so good. So I think that's it for the story.
Yeah. It's just beautiful, and like everybody should watch this movie.
Yes.
But yeah, I think so what do you
We got 2 more segments in my eyes.
okay.
We got the sound,
Okay.
because the music in this movie is awesome.
There was one song you didn't seem to like when he was sitting under that bush with the he was just
What?
he was sitting under like the little like Elio was sitting under that like
Oh,
tree.
it was the one that just had this weird chorus.
it was a random kind of song that was put in, but
Yeah.
it was by the same I don't know what the artist is called, but it's the same artist that does the Mystery of Love song. That's like the main song of
Yeah,
this movie.
that song was just weird and off-putting in a way I didn't like.
Yeah, that was towards like the middle of the movie, I think.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, most of the music in this movie is piano based, which I love because Elio's like a piano player. Like he's a music composition boy. So it's nice that like they incorporate all this
a lot
like
of the
piano music
yeah.
because of that.
But so I think something this movie does really well is capture what an old house sounds like.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something you don't necessarily think about, but when you watch this movie, you hear all these creaks and these like
the loud slams of the
noises.
wooden doors.
Yeah. And it's just so like it brings you into the world that they're living in.
Yeah. The nature, the sounds of this movie are so nature based that you really feel like immersed in the movie.
Yeah.
Like you're in the house or like you're outside in the orchard. Yeah,
Orchard.
That's the word. Orchid. That's a flower. Yeah, I agree.
I think the best, like my favorite use of that was just all of the stepping noises. Like all of the just creaking of the wood floors. It was just so like real. I feel like that's something I keep coming back to with the themes and the story and the sound, is that it's just so like real.
Yeah, like it really doesn't it feels like you're like fully immersed in someone's life story.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like a movie. It doesn't feel like a book. It just feels like you're in it. Like that. I mean, like 2 hours went by so fast watching that movie.
It did.
I was gonna say one of my favorite sound parts was when they like meet in the bedroom for like the first time, and Oliver like slams the door, and it makes like such a loud like door closing sound. That sounds so fucking dumb.
What it is.
Yeah, he slams the door, and it's such a loud sound, and fucking Elio's like freaking out.
Yeah, he's like jumping over.
Yeah, he does all these like funny fucking hand movements. There's so many like small silly things that happen in this movie.
Exactly.
That's so nice. Like when sorry, this has nothing to do with sound, but when Elio they're like by the little water feature, and what were they talking about? Oh, they were talking about how like the paper that he was like reading didn't make any sense, and Oliver just kind of like rolls into the water.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
It's great. I think my favorite sound part, not just sound, but like music, everything. And this will play into my next point, is when they're going to Oliver's like reading spot, right? And they're getting off the bike. Oliver gets to the hill, and it cuts to this like shot of the water and Oliver, and the music just cuts. It just stops right where it is, and it's the movie has done this like more than one time, but like it's just so jarring in such a weird good way.
Every movie that has like some weird like abrupt music stop, you love that.
Yeah, because I feel
that, like,
like
every
it just
time.
works so well.
It does.
So the reason I say that brings me into my next point is because I feel like the music in this movie is so well timed to a point where I feel like it's almost too well timed.
What do you mean?
Like it's just so, everything is just so intentionally placed, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's how movie makers do it.
Well, I know, but I feel like it's above average in that. Like I feel like all of the music just fits so well. It swells at the right time, it comes in at the right time, it goes away at the right time. It's just so like, it's
such a part of the movie. Like half the time, like you notice the music and everything obviously, but it's not like the music and then the movie. It's like one big
chunk,
one big thing, one big object,
platter,
one big thing,
animal.
It's all together. Animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I said this movie has no negatives. Well, this isn't a negative. It's just a little funny quirk about this movie. In that dance scene that you told me that the music wasn't playing, and I kind of pointed out that you can like tell that the music that they were dancing to wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Because if you listen carefully, you can hear very clearly their feet hit the ground and like all the ambient sounds, and you can just kind of tell that the music is layered over it.
I think that's the point, is so they could get the sound of the feet moving and like the sneakers like squeaking against the floor.
Yeah.
And then they just dubbed over.
Yeah.
Music
and added a song. And you and I were talking about that during the movie. It almost seems like it's intentional that song isn't.
It doesn't really go
in universe what was playing, and they were just like, this is. I don't know how to explain that.
I know exactly what you mean, but it is weird to explain. It's just that like the music that they're dancing to isn't actually supposed to be what the music is that's playing.
Yes.
It's just
like in universe, it's a different song, but it's almost like the director was like, all right, well, the song that they're listening to in universe won't work well in the movie, so let's put a better one.
They weren't even listening to any music in universe either. They were just dancing with no music on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, I don't think that's even if it wasn't intentional, and even if it was like you were just saying exclusively just to get the noises of the feet and all the people laughing and everything down, it's like it works in a funny way.
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't even like, You probably couldn't even tell unless I had said something.
Yeah,
Or
I
unless
don't think I would have
didn't say
known
anything.
had you not said anything.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we're done with sound,
What's the last thing you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the visuals of this movie.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Yes. You're like, did we rent this in SD, or was it just SD? Is that the right thing?
Yeah.
Or is it just like supposed to look like 80s grainy? I was like, yeah, this is based in like 1983. It's supposed to look that way.
Yeah. So like it said it was based in the 80s, but as it started, it was like this. It looked like an 80s movie, and I couldn't tell if that was just we bought the lower definition version or if it was like what was supposed to happen, and it works so well.
I love that's like my favorite type of movie, like texture.
I guess it is
the
like a
film
visual
looks-
texture.
It is, and like I love movies that look like that. Like it's so pleasing to my eye specifically. Like grainy movies are just and like all the it's like so muted. Like it's so bright but it's still muted at the same time. Color.
Yeah, just so the way this movie is shot, all of the angles, everything, like you're in this more than I am now. But like everything looks so good.
Yes, it does. All like the cutscenes and everything are so beautiful.
Yeah.
There's so many cutscenes that are just like random like objects or scenery, and it just all fits in perfectly. It really just fits in with the scene. Like specifically right before the peach scene happens, you see him taking a peach from one of the trees in the orchard. Or fucking Christ. Orchard. I can't say that word. And it's like it's so perfect. It's just like a shot of the peach and he just takes it and it's foreshadowing.
And there's another scene towards the end of the movie. I think it's right after he gets home and it's raining outside, and it just cuts to this like the back steps in the darkness while it's raining, and there's nobody there. There's no dialogue that happens. It's just like 3 seconds of this nice little rain.
It really just
on this stone before it turns to the next scene.
Yeah, I think they use those to really set a tone for the scenes that are coming up.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it works
so well done. Yeah, like you don't even notice it. Like it melds so well, and you get like you almost know how you're supposed to feel for the next scene.
Yeah,
because of the cut scenes and how like they're presented.
And I think that my favorite part visually in this movie,
fully favorite part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the scene? I think it's right before they, again, what I was talking about with the music, before they go to his little like hiding place, and they ride through that road, and it's just this really beautiful landscape shot, and it just holds on it even though they're gone for like 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's just like this like
away
surreal, like just painting, picturesque scene.
It's like a lonely like road. It's not a dirt road, but it's like a gravel road, and then there's just like brush on both sides, just like tall like wheat plants, and it's so beautiful.
You know how in those early Disney movies they would like use glass panes or whatever to get different layers of stuff, and it would like add dimension.
Yeah,
it almost seems like that. Because like the background of it just seems so far away and in such a tangible way.
Yeah.
What's your favorite visual part of this movie?
I don't really have a favorite like scene really.
Yeah.
Like would you call it
visual moment.
Visual moment. I couldn't remember the word visual. I just love the whole thing really. I mean, like I've talked like bits and pieces about like what my favorite scenes are, like what like oh wait, this is not even like a visual scene, but the scene where he comes out of the water and he has the chain in his mouth and he flicks something out of it, and it's the fucking like it's the, what is that called? Jewish star?
The Star of David.
Star of David. So they're all like Elio's family is Jewish, but they kind of hide it. Whereas Oliver's also Jewish, but he has like the Star of David on a necklace.
Flamboyant Jewish.
Yes, flamboyant Jewish. He has a Star of David around his on a necklace, and he kind of confronts Elio about it. It's like, why don't? He's like, well, Elio told him that he used to have one. He's like, well, why don't you wear it anymore? And Elio's like, well, we're kind of just like quiet Jews. And then he starts wearing it, and like you see it when it gets like flicked out of his mouth when it comes out of the water.
Such a good moment.
We're just like, oh,
it's such a good moment.
There's so many like cues in the movie where we just went like, Oh,
it
happens so many times.
There are just so many little things that happen.
Okay, you go with your visuals.
Yeah, so I got two things specifically in terms of visual stuff that I want to talk about. There's a point, I don't remember when it is in the movie, but Elio is sitting in nighttime, I think, and there's just this like filter almost that's applied to the movie where it's just this blue, like, you know,
It's
when
different
like
colored. It's like multicolored, like
it's like lights flashing as you drive by, that kind of thing.
it's so hard to explain because it's kind of like that, but not like that at all. Because it takes over the whole screen sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Well, okay, let me try to explain it like this. You know when there's rain all over your car window and you pass through whatever colored light stuff is and
Yeah.
it just diffracts it in a way that like it takes up the entire water droplet?
yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, I feel
It's just
that.
all these blobs of light.
It's not that bright of a color though. They're very muted.
Yeah.
But it's still like there.
It also reminds me of like, I don't remember the last time this was actually in a movie, but you know those like those little things of like film burning. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like
No.
it'll be running through a movie projector and you see the little stripes on each film,
Yes.
and then it starts like burning and
Yeah.
kind of melting away. It reminds me of that. I
Yeah.
think I saw a little piece of film in there somewhere, but I'm not positive. I have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But it's just so weird.
It's
and
different.
So different in the movie.
Yeah, it's like it almost doesn't fit, but then again it like fits perfectly.
Yeah. And adding to that, the other one that I wanted to talk about was there's a point
Very
I think
end.
I think it's at the very end
When they're in the
night
hotel.
they're at the hotel the night before he leaves. And Elio is like dreaming or thinking back on the times that
No,
they've had
it's-
together.
It's Oliver who's doing
Oliver
that.
is?
Yeah.
Okay, Oliver is thinking about these times that they've had together, and it's this like negative of the scenes of them together.
It's like a montage of like scenes of them together, but it's like negative.
Yeah.
So
It's so
jarring.
yeah, it's so dreamlike too.
Yeah.
I think that's something. So I was saying this to Melissa while we were watching this movie. It reminds me of so much like French, and you know, again, now we've probably had 1 2 3/4 of a film class between us both.
Soon we'll have 3.
Yeah, but when I took the one film class I took, I remember doing like a unit on French, or not French. Well, yeah, French and like Italian film, and this reminds me of so much of that. And like it probably was obviously inspired by classic French and Italian film.
It absolutely was.
But like it reminds me of The Bicycle Thief. We had to watch that in class, and there's just it's like avant-garde almost.
yeah.
You know, it just reminds me of that like style. Yeah. Where there's like it's normal until there's one thing that's really fucking weird. And then it's normal, and then there's one thing that's really fucking weird.
Yeah, and it just like again, like I said, like it's so weird and like different and almost like doesn't fit in the movie, but then again, it fits perfectly. Like it's not out of place. It's just different, which is it's a nice like change in the movie's pace.
Yeah, exactly.
It just makes you pay attention more. Like it kind of tells you that scene is important.
Yeah. So to give another example of that. Right as they're starting to like become friends, they go into town together, and they're like packing up to leave, and there are these weird, you call them cutscenes, of
The objects.
yeah, of what they're like packing and what they're leaving behind. Like I specifically remember the table that Oliver left his glass on, and it like focuses on the glass, and it's just this really quick cut, and it's like, why the fuck did you show that?
Yeah.
And it was so weird and so different from the rest of the movie, including that scene in general when they're like talking about it, because it's all in this one long take, and that's so from what I remember different for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. It just kind of makes you like wonder why they did it. I'm sure there's like
A stylistic reason or a thematic reason or something.
yeah, I'm sure there's like an essay somewhere that explains it all and like what it means and why they did this, which we should watch it or rate it if that is a thing.
Yeah.
Because that is cut that out. That was dumb.
Okay, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think I ended up touching on everything I wanted to.
I think I did too. Again, I just wish.
Wait.
What?
The fits.
Oh my God.
Luke was like just fucking crying over how amazing everyone looked in this movie.
So not only does this movie get the Plot Unknown Gold Star,
Yeah.
Golden Seal of Approval for being the best movie,
Yeah.
it also gets the Plot Unknown Golden Star for being the best fits.
I mean, like, phenomenal 80s wear, just fucking Fashion Nova, beautiful. Wow.
It's funny that we went from a movie that is literally about fashion to a movie that does it better while not being about fashion.
Yeah, fucking. You said that perfectly. So true. Yeah, but that's a fucking dumb comedy. This
It's
is
a
like
high fashion. This is low fashion.
this is like low 80s, like lots of jeans, lots of light wash jeans, high rise mom jeans.
yeah, but
specifically,
it's a lot of really good like fits, and everybody looks so good.
there's nothing I love more than like a loose button up blouse tucked into mom jeans, and everybody does it in this movie, and it's just
Yeah,
oh my god, beautiful.
it's great.
Short shorts. Luke's a sucker for some short shorts.
I love short shorts,
like fucking short swim trunks.
and there's a lot of them in this movie.
There's a lot of them.
and a
And
lot
they're-
of them in a sexual way in this movie.
Oh god, it's so nice. There's some really cool like graphic stuff, like his like graphic like swim shorts,
Yeah.
as well as oh my god,
A lot of cool pattern stuff.
that last fit. Let's talk about our favorite fits. My favorite one was Elio's like final like in front of the fire talking on the phone fit, where he has like a beret on, and then he has like a black turtleneck.
And the sweet shirt with the faces.
God, it's like a illustrative like graphic of like people's faces on this shirt. Oh my god, it's so nice. Wow, I like want that. I want to wear that so bad right now. I want it on my body.
I think my favorite between them both was it was an Elio fit, and it was when I don't remember when in the movie it was, but I'm not typically a fan of double denim, right? I just want to preface that. There's a point where he's wearing like high top white, what I assume are Converse, with some cuffed jeans, and then a black shirt, I think, and then a jean jacket on top of that. And I was like,
I think that's when
looks
he goes on
really
his
damn
date
good.
with Marcia.
yes, it is. It is. He looks great.
I love double denim, especially light wash double denim. Oh my god.
We're a
Fuck
fashion
me
podcast
up.
now.
Yeah. Sorry, we should just talk about the fashion in movies.
That's a different podcast. We'll start
That's
that
a good
up.
idea too, though.
That's
Shit.
season 4 of Plot Unknown.
Okay, yeah. Good idea.
All right. Now is that everything?
Yeah, so let's rewind. 10 across the board.
Yeah, double tens, first average of 10. We just did the averages. This is the number one.
This
is a gold star or a Plot Unknown Gold Seal of Approval.
Yes.
All right. Well done.
Well
Call
done.
Me by Your Name. You beat out Paddington 2, Texas Chainsaw
Submarine.
Massacre, Submarine, and Drive.
Yeah. Well, we just spoiled.
Shit.
Cut that out.
No, we can leave that in.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean that was
Wow.
thank you.
I'm
for
reeling
that.
in the movie. That's the second time I've watched it, and I'm just so.
That was the best movie we've seen by far. I don't think it's going to be topped at any point.
It's so beautiful. Unless something new
Well, it
comes
might
out.
be topped next year or next week.
No, it won't. You
It
know
might.
damn well it won't. You've seen that movie, and I've seen that movie, and it's
We're gonna have to wait and see what Emma gives it.
yeah okay.
Yeah, that was great. Would you recommend it to a friend?
Are you kidding me? I would recommend it to literally everybody I know.
I would too.
Every single person I know, please watch it.
I would too.
Watch it right now. Please don't just forget what you're doing.
Just
Don't
watch
like
it.
stop hanging out
Please,
with
by
whoever
God,
you're hanging
watch
out
it.
with. Just turn off your phone.
Hanging out with your mom, blow her off.
Yeah,
go watch
say
it.
fuck you, mom. I'm gonna watch Call Me by Your Name.
Yep.
And then go watch it.
Hanging out with grandma, fuck you, grandma.
Fuck you, grandma. I'm gonna go
Hanging
watch
out with your boyfriend.
this boy. Fuck
Watch
a
them
peach.
with your boyfriend.
Watch it
Maybe
with your
don't say
boyfriend.
that to your grandma, but
No, yeah,
lead
she
with,
probably
I'm
get a
gonna-
heart attack.
yeah.
Get a heart attack.
And
You
the fucking
get a
peach.
heart attack.
All right. Well,
Ooh.
that's great.
It is great.
I think that's gonna do it for us today.
Okay, happy. I'm really glad that I always pick the best movies.
Yeah. Oh wait.
What?
We didn't even mention this is another Jewish movie.
Oh yeah, the menorah.
Yeah.
At the very end, I go, oh, it's a menorah.
We're getting a lot
Because it's
of
Hanukkah at the very end.
yeah, we're getting a lot of Judaism.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah. Where can you find us?
You can find us on Instagram at Plot Unknown, Twitter at Plot Unknown Pod, Facebook, just type in plot : yeah, that's right, : unknown, and we're right there. And that's the 3 main places that we're on. We also have a website called plot-unknown.pinecast.co where you can also listen to us. Where else can you listen to us, Luke?
Huh? I wasn't listening. Did you say Google Play yet?
You didn't ask me where to listen. You asked me where to find us.
Oh, I have no idea then.
What are you talking about?
I really wasn't listening. I was thinking about the hint that I was going to give.
So rude. I said that like you could listen to our podcast also on our website. Where else can you listen to us?
Oh,
it was
on
a nice
Google
segue.
Play,
You fucked it up.
On Google Play,
Yeah.
on Spotify, on iTunes, on Stitcher,
and probably everywhere else.
and soon to be another place. But we'll talk about that in 2 weeks.
I don't know what he's talking about.
We'll talk about that
Whatever.
in 2 weeks.
Okay. Shit. Sorry. Time.
So let me give you a little hint.
Give us a hint.
We're excited to have Emma on
Yeah.
again.
Uh-huh.
B,
Always.
this is the greatest, worst movie ever made.
Greatest worst movie ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I was like, if you give like an actor or something, it's gonna be far too obvious.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think even that's obvious because I think that's what people lead in with this movie. But
That's
it doesn't.
true.
I don't think anybody cares if they know what it is after the hint.
Yeah, I was just saying, okay.
Well, I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for our season 1 recap coming up.
Yeah, except you spoiled it, so now it's not much of a recap.
They knew what it was going to be anyways, didn't they?
No one fucking knows.
Okay, I'm excited for the last episode. I'll bleep that out.
Okay, thanks.
I hope you're excited for it too, Melissa.
Me too.
Thank you, Luke.
Me am. Thanks. I'm not gonna call you by my name.
Well,
It only really works
that's fucked up.
if it's like of the same like, if it's like a girl name or like a Bowie name.
I'm so offended that I think we need to end this episode. That's good because the episode's ending anyways.
What are you talking about?
Roll that clip.
That doesn't work.
Roll that outro music.
Oh my god.
Bye, everybody.